This is a story about punishment. This is a Judas reading. You notice how I turned that twice? You see that? Watch this. Watch the light. You'll see it change. I'll turn it. Oh, there it goes off. But I turn it again. And so, okay, it's time to turn it on. You know, you've got these lights that do this for some reason. So you turn it on, and if you go, oh, well, the light's on, and you walk away. When you come back, you say, oh, time to turn the light off. Oh, God damn it. And you hit it again. So you got to do it twice to get it off. And then when you come back and try to turn it on, you're in the dark. You're like, oh shit, this is the light broke. And you do it again and it comes on. So the key is every time you do it, okay, 1, 2, it's off. It's still off. And you turn it on, it's on already. Oh, isn't that nice? You turn it off. 1, 2, it's off. 1, 2. Sure. You're only doing the same thing in a different way, but the result is different. Why punish yourself? I mean, you know, you see the difference in the way it feels when you're standing in the dark and you're trying to turn the light on. I woke up for dreams throwing a damn, what do you call it, lamp stands like that across the room. Not woke up, been in them, fighting this thing that's crawling on me. And when I wake up in the morning, the goddamn lamp is across the room. I wasn't dreaming it at all. I was thrashing. I once choked a girl in my sleep because I was dreaming that there was a bear coming and I got it. And I'm like, just take it easy, take it easy. And I could hear way off in the distance, Archie, Archie, you're hurting me. And oh, I couldn't figure out why that bear's neck was so skinny. You're with me. I knew the cigarette went out. That's why I held on to my Pabst lighter. You see, it only holds for so long, but I know what it is. I know whose it is. I know who I am, and I know whose I am. Oh. My head. It started to sweat. Jeez, oh man. There are four copies of this. I must have been meaning to give one away to someone as a gift for Hanukkah. Hanukkah starts at sundown on the 25th of December this year. So this is one of those times when Hanukkah and Christmas fall on the same day. You know, according to the Gregorian calendar, I believe. I'll drink to that. more like him. Maybe God created everything because he was lonely. He started with sky, earth, and stars so the animals would have a place to stay. Then he created the animals so he could see how they would be together. He found their affairs to be disgusting, especially the sex. There was something about it he found to be naturally disturbing. Maybe they were too unlike him. Too unlike him. Unlike him. Maybe he should create a couple more like him. So he did. He created a dumbed down couple that was like himself. He watched them fighting and fucking. How the smarter they got, the more hateful they became. To the point that no one could trust anyone anymore. If he were to create himself a partner, it would have to be created like unto him. It would have his insight. It would have his incredible sense of wiles. It would have his appetite for destruction. God learned from us. God didn't want anybody hanging around pretending she liked him, all the while plotting to take over his kingdom. That's called more like him. So you see, they can say all the stories all the times they want to tell them. God doesn't like us. You tell someone you're going to pray for them, you're cursing them. You're just pinpointing that person's location. He's got that stuff that, triangulating shit. Where do they think we got that from? It's from him. He knows when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. And he knows what you did to that woman with your father's garden rake. Just made that part up. Look at how uncaring it is, and how as soon he walks in and says, "Hey, Adam, Eve, it's me, God," at the Garden of Eden, and they're walking around in the nude. They're like, "Isn't this great? It's nice to finally be someplace where somebody isn't judging me." And he says, "Just don't eat off that tree. There's a tree of life, the tree of knowledge." They say they had an apple, but there was a friend of mine once told me it's actually, if you look into it in depth, it's a quince. I'm like, what the fuck is a quince? And then I think, well, maybe it's a pomegranate. And there was once a little girl in China when I was having visions walking around that mountain in Tibet. Xinlin Shuijia. Forget what I just said. Meili Shueshan. That means beautiful snow mountain. There are books about it. I did a holy pilgrimage around it, and I had some fantastic experiences. And my friend was, I think he was kind of jealous because there were some of the things he just wasn't getting. I'm supposed to be the one that doesn't care about anything. Why do they keep coming to me? Oh, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. There was a little girl. She looked up at me with these big fucking eyes, and she handed me a pomegranate. And I looked at her, and I said, "Oh." I read in Discover Psychology magazine. I used to get that. Um, they had said like about gift giving and receiving that there's something about you need to accept gifts, which I've always had a difficult time with. They say you need to accept them because when somebody gives, they are giving of themselves, and they really do expect some sort of reciprocity. They want something back. And so it's good for the soul to accept a gift. It makes people happy. And so this girl, I took that pomegranate and I took a big bite out of it, and I chewed seeds and all. You're supposed to spit the seeds out. I didn't have time for that, but it was just a beautiful, gorgeous fucking sensation. And I was chewing it, and I looked back at her, and I realized that was something that she had to eat along the way, and she gave it to me. And I didn't know if I was only supposed to take one bite, but it seemed right. And I gave it back to her, and she looked at me, and she looked at me and took it. And she didn't smile, but her eyes did. She was just this little girl. And I think that I made her day. And I walked off. And a girl that age today, what's the matter with you? I was going to say, a girl that age today has a memory. Like I had memories when I was very young that I'm not sure to this day whether they were dreams or reality, but she has a memory that is like a dream to her of this. Oh, you should have seen my hair back then. It was beautiful. And I've been living in California for a while, so I'm naturally blonde. When I'm in the sun long enough, I turn to this blonde with auburn fucking, what do they call them? Flashes or streaks or whatever the hell it is. Oh, I used to be a man of beauty. That's what they said. So there's this guy with my hair out, and I had what one woman said, you've got these spiral crinkles, whatever the hell. There's a special name for it that women pay big money to get, and mine was natural. So this little Chinese girl who's never seen a white man in her life, let alone a Polak that would have been able to sneak easily into the Aryan race if he so chose. There's this guy, and he's white of skin and blue of eye. One blue that way, one blue the other way. And hair on his arms, and standing 6 feet tall, and just carrying his weight. Isn't that a nice way to meet God? Look at what they do with this punishment here. Look at what God did. He pointed out what not to do, having given us free will, and said, don't do that. Look, it's right there. It's like being at Fort Bragg when they've got on the wall the places that are off limits. And it's like 200 yards over the Cumberland County line. Take a left on the first dirt road, and it's the third trailer on the left. Christie's, Linda's Velvet Touch, like Christie's party place. It had two names, but they gave you the address, they gave you directions, and they said, don't go there. And you drive by just to see what the hell goes on there because, well, You got me curious now. And you see in the dark, there are guys banging women in the field out behind the trailer. It's a whorehouse. I'm like, geez, oh man, better keep going. I don't know how long the line is. So here comes Gawd and says, don't eat that. And so they do. You know, it's like, geez, knowledge in life, I can live eternally and I'll know everything. And so uh, the serpent came up and the what do you call it? Eve, she danced with him. Who knows what happened to Lilith? God probably had his way with her. And then she eats and she gives to Adam and he eats. Adam means clay. Its origin, meaning behind the name, because uh, Adam was made of clay and breath of God in his mouth. I think God probably did a shotgun on a fucking pipe with him or whatever they do in those days. And he shows back up. They're naked and afraid. And they're like, oh, I'm embarrassed. He's like, what the fuck is the matter with you? You're embarrassed. He's mad. He's going to punish them. He's going to send them out of Eden. Why is he so mad? Not that they ate of the tree of fruit. He didn't really care about that, but that they were covering up their nakedness. I'm pretty sure God was a pervert.